Gold ore and the gold bar, the final product, are exactly the same thing. It's just that one has been refined, the other has not been. And it's interesting that if you go to the market, utsori gold ore versus utsori the refined gold, which one are they going to pay you more for? The refined. But they're exactly the same thing. It's just that this one has gone through a process where it has become the best version of itself. So with your own leadership capacity, yes, Raibona is there, you can bring it to the fore, but you have to refine it. So that when you go to the market, they can say, no, this is a top quality leader, we are willing to pay top dollar for this. Are we together? So this is what being in MMI is also about. It's about refining your potential to the point where when you go to the marketplace, but oh no, this we want to pay top dollar for. I want to share a quick story. I remember many years back, I think I was about 21 years old. I just started my first job, and I was staying in Randburg, go CBD. Who knows the Randburg CBD? There's a building just opposite the taxi rank. Who knows that building? It's quite run down. It's quite run down. So I stayed there, and I was earning maybe, I don't remember, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 entry level, you know. And you know, there was always more month than money. You know that we love it in the middle of the month, and the month is alone, but the money has run out. So I was always in that dilemma, patala rent, transport. And then I'm walking on the street. And you know, there was this street vendors. And I'm walking one day, and I hear one of them say, full chicken, 2 rand. Full chicken, 2 rand. I immediately stopped. I started doing mathematics. I calculated, full chicken, 2 rand. All my woes have been taken care of. For the month. As I turn around, I look to see, and the man is selling boiled eggs. Full chicken, 2 rand. And I thought, wow, this is a clever marketer, you know. But I started thinking a bit deeper about it, and I realized the reason that the full chicken is only valued at 2 rand is because it didn't develop to the point where it was a full chicken. And that's how the market works. Because you may be a full chicken. When we say full chicken, but calling the egg a full chicken, we're only calling it by its potential, what it could become. But because it never developed to the level where it was a full chicken, we only value it at 2 rand. That's how the market works. You may come into the office space and they say, no, but we see your potential. But as long as you do not develop and grow to the level of your potential, you will never be valued at the level of your potential. So, but no, when you've got potential to be a marketing director, when you've got the potential to be an MD in this company. But until you go through the process of from an egg to a full chicken, you'll never be valued at 200 rand. Full chicken, I go Woolworths. I gotta get the prime, I go Woolworths. Maybe 150 or whatever. So you've got the potential to be valued at 150, but because you never developed, you got 2 rand. So in order for us to extrapolate our true value, we need to go through this developmental phase. If the potential of those you lead threatens you, then you become a threat to that potential. If the potential of those you lead threatens you, then you quickly become a threat to that potential. That's why it's essential for leaders to have self-confidence. Because as one writer said, I think it was Ralph Nader, he said, the purpose of leadership is to create more leaders, not more followers. But the leader who has a low self-esteem, who is not self-confident, all they want is followers. All they want is, yes, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, people. People who never challenge them, people who never challenge the ideas, who never challenge their opinions. And that kind of leadership will always be below par. Because everybody has something to contribute that can take us to where we are going faster in a more efficient way. But if you're always suppressing people, then those ideas will not be contributed because they know you're not going to listen, you're going to push them down. And when you do that consistently, then people no longer come to you with ideas. When you say something and everybody knows this is not their direction, but they all keep quiet, and the car ends up crashing because you're suppressing those you are meant to be uplifting. What we're looking at is a cat looking into the mirror, but it's not seeing a cat, it's seeing a lion. It's seeing what it could become. So that's where we are right now. We are cats looking into the mirror, but what are we seeing in the mirror? There's a quote I love, it says, if you see yourself as what you can become what you see. Because that cat could easily look in the mirror and see a mouse. Am I correct? Sure. And some people look in the mirror, they either see a lion, and what you see is what you will become. So that cat that looks in the mirror and sees a lion, it will start behaving like a lion. It's going to be bold. It's going to be courageous. It's going to go out there and hunt. That's what lions do, they hunt. They are not docile, they are not passive, they are not sitting in a corner somewhere hoping things will happen. They say, no, I'm hungry enough, I'm strong enough, I'm blessed enough, I'm going to go out there and get what's mine. But if it looks in the mirror and sees a mouse, what do mice do? They run. At the smallest sound, the mouse runs. So if you look in the mirror and you see yourself as a mouse, as somebody who doesn't have much value to add, somebody who doesn't have strength, somebody who's not talented, who's not gifted enough, you're going to be the one that's always running. Opportunities come and you run because you don't believe you're the one capacitated enough to handle that opportunity. A promotion is coming up and you've got the opportunity to ascend in the company, or maybe you've got the opportunity to start your own business, but because you see yourself as a mouse, that little sound of the opportunity, you are running. Conversely, what does the lion do? When the lion hears a sound, it says, is that food? It looks, oh, there's a buffalo. It's lunchtime. There's a quote I love, it says, it's better to be a good lieutenant than a bad general. But many times all of us want to be the general. And you can end up becoming the general, but then you end up killing everybody in the army. Because that's not the position that you are equipped for. You may be equipped to be a great lieutenant who does that function with absolute excellence. And it's better to be that good lieutenant than fight to be a bad general. There's an African proverb that says, a big chair does not make a king. A big chair does not make a king. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier. So many people want the big chair, they want the big position, because they believe that is what gives them authority. But the truth is, any chair that a king sits on becomes a throne. Any chair that a king sits on becomes a throne. Any position that you have in the company becomes a leadership position, even if you're a junior. Why does it become a throne? Because of the service that you're delivering and the leadership excellence that you are delivering. It's not about the chair, it's about the function. And many times we are chasing the chair when we should be chasing the function. Because when you chase the function, the chair will start chasing you. What is the purpose of struggles? There is an article I read some time back. And this article was about something called the biodome. So the biodome was an environment they built, I think it was in Arizona, go US. Ne? So they built, imagine, this is the biodome. They built this perfect environment, it's a casing, and in the biodome, they only entered purified water. And the air was extra purified, so they wanted to create a utopia, you know, like an Eden of sorts. And they started planting trees in the biodome. But what they realized is that whenever the trees reached a particular height, maybe 1.5 meters, they would just fall. And they didn't understand why. And they started studying, well, now, why are these trees at this particular height keep falling? And they realized that the reason was because in the biodome there was no wind. So what wind does for trees, as the tree is coming up, as the wind beats against the tree, it strengthens the roots. So as it grows, the roots are also growing stronger. But if there's no wind, the roots will never be strong enough. And at a particular point when it comes to that height, they simply fall. That is the purpose of struggles in your life. It is like that wind that is beating against you. But what is it doing? It's strengthening your roots. If I had a mirror here, all that I would be able to see is me. But when I look outside the window, the perspective is much wider. So as a leader, you start in the mirror, but as you widen your perspective, you move away the mirror and you start seeing the people. Or what can I do for them? What value can I add to them? What talents and gifts do I have that can benefit them? And that's where true leadership begins. Because we say leadership is about a service you provide, not a service you demand. So if I'm carrying it like this, I'm not getting any value. It's simply draining me. I get it. But if I change my perspective about the load, I switch it like that and I start doing this. Now it's benefiting me. Same load. But now, because I've changed my perspective, I'm getting stronger through the load. So one of the best things to do is to change your perspective about the load. The fact that in your company, everybody runs to you for solutions. You can see it as a load, or these people are a burden to me. Or you can say, but wait, if I start thinking deeply about these problems, I can come up with solutions and then it makes me a better leader. Same load, same set of problems, but because I've changed how I view them, now they're adding value to me. Are we together? So one of the best things, one of the best advice I can give you is change your perspective about the load. Because the same load that's weighing you down today, if you change your perspective, it can become an asset to you tomorrow and make you a stronger, better leader who tomorrow will be trusted with responsibility on a level that you never even imagined. Ultimately, we need to turn our mirrors into windows. I agree we started in the mirror. And the mirror is about me, self. How can I improve myself? What are the things that I need to change about myself to go to the next level? But if, as a leader, all you ever do is look in the mirror, then you'll never be a true leader. Because leaders are able to change their mirrors into windows. We start in the mirror, but we mustn't get stuck in the mirror. We start in the mirror, but we mustn't get stuck in the mirror. Leaders who get stuck in the mirror become egomaniacs. Everything is about them. What am I getting out of this? What's in it for me? How much money can I get from this company? So it's okay to start in the mirror because you can't give what you don't have. It's okay to start in the mirror, but just don't get stuck in the mirror.